A profile is a cross-section along a particular baseline. In this case, we're going to draw the profile along this route from the car to the picnic table. So each place that our baseline intersects a contour line, we're going to make a dot on our profile that is going to show basically the topography as we walk from the car to the picnic table. So in order to do that, we're going to take a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to line up the corner with where it says car and make a mark every place that the baseline intersects with the contour lines. This is going to make it so that we can get the spacing of our points correct. Now, it's also important to know what contour line each is. So I'm going to label this. This one was 50. This one was 100, 150, 200, and that one connected there. So this one's also 200 because that was part of the little circle showing the top of the hill. So this one is 150, 100, and 50 as we're going back down that hill. And then here we're starting the next hill, so 50, 100, 150, 200 again, and that's the top of the other hill. So this is also 200, 150, 100, 50, and at the picnic table we're back to 0. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down here, and it has already labeled the car and that first spot and the second dot for us. In this case, because it's directly underneath, they're just dropping lines down showing that this is where those points are being shown on the profile. However, sometimes the baseline could be slanted, in which case you can't just drop a line straight down. You do need to use the scrap paper. And then we've got the 100, and then we're going to move it up. And this far from the car is at 150, and 200, and 200 again. Notice I'm keeping the edge of the paper on the, even with where it was at the car, because that's where I had the car. Then I'm going to go down to 150, to 100, to 50, and to 50 again. So it seems to be that more people have difficulty where there's two of the same number in a row, which is why I recommend you labeling every one of these and making sure that you are at the right line for that. Particularly where there are two lines in a row, or two marks in a row that are at the same contour interval. All right. So those show all of the elevations that I know the actual points for. Everything in between we're going to be interpolating, so we're not entirely sure what it looks like, but it's probably going to be a nice smooth curve. Notice where the two are 2 points in a row, it's going to be getting a little bit higher in that area, but it doesn't reach what the next contour line would be, or there would be another line. Same thing as we go down, it's going to dip below that line, but doesn't go as far as the next line. And that shows what the profile looks like between the car and the picnic table. So if you were going to be hiking from the car to the picnic table, you'd be going up a gentler slope, down a steep slope, up another gentle slope, and back down again. We're going to do the same thing for this one. However, it doesn't have any points plotted for us yet. So we can see that it does tell us that this is 0, 50, 100, and 150. All right, so as we make this line, I'm just going to keep the edge at the very edge of the map here. And I'm going to make a mark every place that the line XY, which is what I'm trying to draw the profile along, crosses a contour line. All right, and then we started at 0, 50, 100, 150, this was 150 again, back down to 100, and then over here this would be a 100 as well. The contour interval is 50, so 100, 150, and then this one makes it up to 200 and 200 again, 150, 100, 50, and 0. All right, so it doesn't tell me where to start my thing, but it will all fit in here. So I'm going to do the 0 here. And then I'm going to keep, because I had the edge of my paper lined up with the edge of the graph, I'm going to make sure that I do that all the way up. 50, 100, 150, 150 again, back down to 100, still at 100, and then 150, 200, back down to 150, 100, 50, and I'm back down to 0. Once again, once I have all of those points drawn, I'm just going to connect them all with a nice smooth curve, making sure that when I go up to the top of a hilltop, I go up but not reaching the next contour line. And that is the profile along XY.